Hi, welcome to my platform. This is your tutor, Mr. Sensor. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel and it is your first time, kindly hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell in order to get notified when next I post a new video. If you are watching this on my Facebook page, kindly share the page, leave a comment and share this video. In today's tutorial, we're going to consider 2023 GCE biology exam, and we're only going to focus on question 5, where we're going to talk about genetics, and tag others that may find this video very much beneficial, be it for the internal candidates awaiting next month November exam or the GCE candidates awaiting for next year's exam. Let's begin. The question says, a hemophiliac mother had two sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. A. Define the term hemophilia. It's important to understand that hemophilia is a blood or genetic disorder. In that instance, it can be inherited by an offspring directly from a parent. And as a result, there are several other genetic disorders that we should know in biology, and that can include sickle cell anemia, especially when a red blood cell attains a sickle cell shape. We can talk about abnormal production of red blood cells, a condition called leukemia, etc. So, in terms of hemophilia, we're trying to talk about a genetic condition when blood fails to clot normally, especially that in the body there possibly could be lack of clotting proteins such as factor 8 and factor 9. So in such instances, we're going to find that there could be a cut or a wound experienced by or on the body. So we're going to say hemophilia. Hemophilia is the failure of blood to clot normally due to lack of clotting proteins. So hemophilia is the failure of blood to clot normally due to lack of clotting proteins. B. Using letters capital X to the power small letter h and capital X to the power capital letter H, write down the genotypes of the father and the mother. It's important to understand that when we are talking about genetic disorders, we will be linking chromosomes, and it's important that the chromosomes under which we'll be linking are the ones that we use generally for determining the gender. So when we talk about the father, we're talking about a male person. We're talking about an X and Y chromosome. But under hemophilia, the Y chromosome does not carry a gene for a disease. So for the father, we're going to say capital X and Y because this is for a male person. And the condition is that the father was non-hemophiliac. Being non-hemophilic simply means the father was not hemophilic, thereby in the other way around it also means the father is normal. So we're going to put a capital H. A capital letter for a disease means a dominant gene is represented, which means normality or a normal condition for a disease. For the mother, it says hemophilic mother. Saying hemophilic mother is as good as saying an infected mother with hemophilia. So for a female person, it's X accompanied by another X. But since we are saying infected mother, we're going to say small letter h, another small letter h. And these small letters are able to mean the genes were recessive, thereby causing this condition. Then we continue. Using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. We've been given that they had two sons who were both hemophilic. So when it comes to plotting a genetic diagram, having understood that genotype is the genetic makeup of the body, and that we've represented the conditions for the father and the mother genetically correct, we are going to use the same and determine whether these two sons were hemophiliac and at least give a reason. So the first thing, whenever you are plotting or constructing a genetic diagram is to start with how these people are described. Thereby, we're going to start with phenotypes. So I'm going to say phenotypes of parent 1. But phenotypes of parent 1, we're not going to use the names, we're going to use the conditions. The genotypes are these, but how is this described? X and Y, and that an X has a capital letter H accompanied by a Y means a male person is normal. So this is a normal condition. So we're going to say a normal father. Then we're going to show mating. Then these small letters are able to mean the mother was infected. So we're going to say hemophilic. If we don't want to say hemophilic, we can say infected. And after that, we're now going to say genotypes. Genotypes of, that is parent 1. So genotypes of parent 1 we already have. For the father, it is capital X to the power capital H and then accompanied by a Y. I said a Y. Chromosome doesn't carry a gene for a disease. Hemophiliac, we're going to say X to the power small letter H, X to the power small letter H. Then we're now going to come up with what we can call gametes. Gametes under a genetic diagram is how we're going to write these genotypes separately. What we're going to say X the power, that is capital H. If we want, we can be able, that is, to circle, and then we can say Y here, then we can circle, and then we can say X to the power small letter H, then we circle, X to the power small letter H, and then we circle. Then in between, we just leave a reasonable space. And then we can begin our crossing. So to begin our crossing, we're going to find that this is going to go with this. So which means X to the power H times X to the power small letter H. It is X to the power capital H, X to the power small letter H. This is going to come down here, and it's going to go with this. So which means this is going to become X to the power capital H, X to the power small letter H. So which means the first one to cross, the job is done, we'll come on to Y. So Y is going to be down here, and then this is going to come down here. So Y times X, we follow the alphabet, X to the power small letter H, and then Y. And then this one will come here, and then this one is going to come down here. Well, we're going to say Y times X, so this is going to be X to the power small letter H, and then Y. And then we all know how these are described, so we're going to say genotypes. So we're going to say genotypes of the first generation. And we can see X and X. This is a female child, male child, male child. And from the observation, we're going to find that this male child has a small letter H, thereby being a hemophiliac. So we're going to say phenotypes. Phenotypes of first generation. So this one, capital H, small letter H, we're going to say carrier. And then this also, we're going to say carrier. And then this one, we're going to say hemophiliac or infected. This one also the same. King. So now we can observe that both boys were hemophiliac. So this is hemophiliac and this is hemophiliac. So how is this possible? It is possible because the mother was a hemophiliac. If the mother was non-hemophiliac, this wouldn't have been possible. So I'm going to say therefore. So we're going to say therefore both boys were hemophiliac because of their mother's genotype. So I'm going to say therefore both boys were hemophilic because of their mother's genotype. And having done that, it simply means we've answered the question according to standard. And this has been your tutor, Mr. Sensor, from Sensor Academy's competitions. Please tag others, share to others, that they may be able to find this video very much beneficial for an exam preparation. And ensure, if you're preparing for an exam, to grab a paper and relate the same, in order at least to add on to the list of the things that you already know, in order to create a proper pace that can prevent a poor performance. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Till in the next video, for now, it's a very goodbye.